And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. This is the player ratings show, and we're going to go through the match in a bit. Cap off what was a very impressive performance from the Boks on a attacking point of view, maybe a bit disappointing from a defensive point of view. But right now, what I need you guys to do as we kind of all sort of arrive and sort of settle in is I need you guys to go and rate the players. Go and head over to my picks, get your ratings in, let me know what you think of the match and where you guys are at, and then we're going to go through it all. We'll rate it all together and see what everybody has to say. But before we get into that, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Welcome to all the new faces, and for all those new to the player rating show, welcome, and let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Springboks 80, Barbarians 31. It was a lot of points down in Bokke, and maybe not the most polished performance from the Boks. It was a case of when it was good, it was really good, and when it was bad, it was pretty horrible from a defensive point of view. It's worrying to concede 31 points. It is a team that hasn't played an awful lot together. There are obviously a couple of new players in and around the mix. First game of the season as well is always going to be a bit scratchy. So it's a difficult one to really kind of look into too much. But it'll be a bit worrying that we conceded 31 points. But obviously scoring 80 points is also a really good thing. Hat-trick hero for Ed van der Merwe, who was named the Yes Play Man of the match at the moment. And a good game from him. And I think the main thing for me is you got to look at kind of the lessons over here. As a team performance, maybe that's not what we're looking at. Maybe we need to look at the fact that Riley Norton looked very, very comfortable. Somebody who has not played a lot of senior rugby, but looked at home in a Bokke jersey today. Did not look like the under-20 player who'd been sort of fast-tracked at all, similar to Vusi Moyo, who came off. You've got to look at the performance of Quan Horn at 10. Did it work? Did it not work? I don't think it necessarily didn't work. Not sure it sort of set the world on fire. Obviously, a defensive mistake in the first half. But it was all right. I mean, it definitely didn't look like it was a non-option. You got to look at performances. Franco Moss coming back, I think, getting through some good work there. Ed van der Merwe, banging that door down, saying, I'm ready to select me. Carly Sardi having a solid outing. But the main thing for us is it's a hit out. We get out. We got some minutes under the belt as a squad, and we can kind of take that bit of momentum into the England game. Credit to the Barbarians. Much better performance than what we saw from the Barbarian side of last year, where they just didn't really give much of a competition. In the first half, we raced up to 35 points to 7, and after that, they came back. And credit to them, they scored 3 unanswered tries, and that was good to see to a certain degree with regards to being challenged a bit. And we had to rally, we had to kind of go into halftime, reset, come back in the second half, and it was a good second half performance at the end of the day. Plenty of points, only conceded the single try. So it was a much better in general from the. I think actually you can see the 2 tries in the second half. But before we get to the stats, what do you think? Let me know for the performance in general, and now we can kind of dive into some of the numbers. And here they are. So total. So the top carriers over there. I'll tell you what, very impressive game from Alex Nankivell. But you can just see they're just tries galore. Try. I mean, and lots of yellow cards as well. I think 4, maybe 5 in the end there. 4, I think it was officially. No, 5. Yeah, there was 5. So discipline was a problem for both teams. Both teams getting for shoulder head contact, foul play. We need to make sure we get a bit lower there as well, because I played Fussy, got the yellow card, and in a game like a Barbarians, maybe it doesn't really matter too much. But in 2 weeks' time against England, we can't afford that kind of situation. But yeah, some of these are some of the top stats there. So you can see the top carrier of the match, Alex Nankivell, with 15, relentless in his carry. And Bokke, your top tackler, Ed van der Merwe, 94 meters gain. He actually crossed the white line 4 times, but 1 was ruled out. 3 clean breaks from him. Cheslin Colby, I'll tell you what, that will be a big talking point from this game. Cheslin Colby, 23 points, of which 18 from the boot. Looked really comfortable in the goal kicking position. You would never think that this was it's not an experiment at this stage. He has done it before, but it's not his go-to. It's not what he does for the Boks. You know, he's there to score tries. He's been doing a lot more in Japan recently, and today, as I said, looked a really, really good option, which is really good to see. Tackle completion for the Springboks, 83%. Possession pretty even throughout the match. The lineout was pretty decent. Got a little bit worse in the second half. A couple of poor lineouts. Scrum dominance was there as we kind of expected, but 12 tries to 5. Running 620 meters, over 101 carries with 11 breaks. It's a good attacking stats, but this reads like a bit of a preseason throw around game with over 1,000 meters gained in total. So it wasn't a test match kind of feel. And I don't think it was ever going to be a test match feel. 100 tackles made, 100 tackles missed. In terms of the set pieces, snapshot, 5 scrums for the Springboks. The lineouts were pretty solid. Hugo Fenter came on and soft his concussion. Last one by JJ Kotze was pretty solid. But 2 yellow cards to 3. Discipline not phenomenal for sort of either side, if you're going to be brutally honest. And I think if we look at kind of going into the defense a bit more, our big defenders over here, tackles missed over there was Peter Steff, the toy, with 4. But a couple of big tacklers. Riley Norton got 10 tackles. Good to see him up there in those sort of stats. Franklin Mostert getting through good work before he went off. Good to see him really stepping up to the plate, because I think a lot of people, maybe myself included, weren't quite sure whether he's ready for this level, and he looked very comfortable. From attack point of view, 23 points from Chesney Colby, 15 from Edwin van der Merwe, the 3 tries from him, 2 from Kellaway. But our try scorers are quite a long list. Peter Steff, the toy, Jasper Wiese getting out there, Jesse Creel, Cheslin Colby, Zach Porthan, Riley Norton. Who else went over? Faf de Klerk went over. Very nice little 1-2 with Vusi Moya. So, yeah, and overall, any game that kind of looks like that is a bit of a messy game. But there were some good performances. There were some good moments. And the main thing, I think, for me is the fact that Vusi Moya didn't look uncomfortable at all. He came on and just looked like he'd kind of been there for a while. Similarly with Riley Norton. Similarly with JJ Kotze when he came on. Similarly with the Carl Usari. So whilst the defense wasn't quite there, I think we defensively, from a systematic point of view, weren't entirely sure of our systems, and we were kind of beaten far too easy, and a couple of missed tackles, a bit sloppy at times. It was good to see that there was definitely alignment with regards to the game planning, understanding what we do in certain situations, and that the players who have been brought in weren't obviously looking like they didn't know what was going on. They kind of knew that this was the vibe. They knew that this was how we play, which is what these alignment camps are all about. It's what it's about, getting these players all together and making sure they kind of understand the game plan, they understand what's expected of them, they understand the standards, and it very much was the case today. So it's positive, I think, overall, but work-ons. And I suppose maybe you kind of want that. You don't just want a complete runaway game where you kind of just go, oh, well, whatever. The fact that there are work-ons, that there are causes for concern, can sometimes be a good thing, because it means you've got something to look at now in the post-match, where you can sit there seeing, well, this is why our defensive system didn't work. This is how he fixed it. So the fact that we got exposed is probably quite a good thing in the long run, because it highlights potential issues within the system and potential issues that we need to fix before we face England, Scotland, and Wales. But job done. And now we roll into the test season. Pre-season out the way. We've got a week break, no rugby next week, and then we're back into proper test week with a first test against England coming up. But enough worrying about any of the next, the likes of that. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving into our player rating show, player ratings of the player rating show, which is always fun. So if you guys haven't, and I don't know why you guys haven't, I mean, I've put it out there how many times. Surely you guys can't all be that new to this. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through every single player, and we're going to be giving them a rating between 1 and 10. And it kind of shows you the stats of the player and where we and kind of what we thought of him. So we're going to be starting, we're basically going through 1 through to 15, Oxen chair, including the bench as well. And I'll be interested to see what you guys are going to say into the player rating. So that's the screen you guys should have seen. Now, before I get into my player ratings, I need some man of the match nominations. So who should be the man of the match candidates here that you guys are going to award? I'm going to go through this basically and give my player ratings, kind of see what I say. And you guys need to decide who we're going to look at our man of the match performances. Now, I've got a couple of names to throw out. I think Cheslin Kolbe probably needs to go in there. You probably have to have a... Adolf van der Merwe. The man scored a hat-trick after all. But I'm interested to see what you guys... I need you guys to give me some candidates. So I'm going to put in Edwin van der Merwe. Malabonga's throwing in Riley Norton. And Tian van den Berg says he was happy with Norton's performance. Didn't look out of place at all. I agree. JP coming in with Norton, van der Merwe, and Kolbe. Heath Curry coming with Edwin van der Merwe. Paul going with Edwin as well. He's definitely in the mix here. Let's throw in a Cheslin Kolbe as well. Henrico's going with Chloe. I'm not entirely sure who Chloe is, but off we go. Tian says, yeah, Edwin's going to be up there. Enema going with Wusi. My man had for 2 touches. He kicked one and he had maybe 3 touches. Not sure he's going to man of the match. Looked very good for those 3 touches. Man of the match, maybe a bit generous. Blank Media reckons that Grant Williams has to be up there. Well, I need a seconder for any of these nominations. Tian saying very impressed with Jasper. Taki says Cheslin van der Merwe and personal pick Grant, but data will be optimal. I mean, I've seen another one. So we've seen enough for Riley. I mean, Riley Norton guys are throwing the man around. And I've seen a second shout that for Grant Williams. I mean, I think we all kind of know who he's going to take. Or maybe I'm very wrong. Who knows? Who knows? But those are the ones that you guys have given me. So those are the ones we're going to go with for now. As Sia Khaleesi is actually on the stand, busy getting ready to lift the trophy, which is some very orange-looking one. Not quite the Qatar Cup, the Qatar Airways Cup, and the prestige that comes with that. But let's get into the rating, shall we? Right, Oxen Chair. My man had some big tackles on poor Thomas Albanese. Scrummed very well. Handled very well. It was Ox as usual. I mean, it's a 7 or an 8. I'm still kind of in the vibe. Do I want to be a bit more harsher or a bit more generous? How am I feeling in general about these sort of player ratings? I mean, Ox, we hold him at such a high standard. But I don't think put much of a foot wrong there. So fans go 7.4. So I'm already apparently a little bit ahead of where the lads are. Andre Hugo Fenter, I didn't think it was his best game, to be brutally honest. I worry about his line-out work a bit. It's a bit like there's just certain hookers where if it comes to a pressure situation, I don't know if I trust him to nail the line-out jumper. I don't think he was phenomenal. I think he was all right. So I'm going to give him a solid 6. Apparently I've gone a bit low over there. I'm actually going to just quickly refresh and make sure that everything is updated. So you guys are all on the same wavelength over here, and that we were sort of factoring in your guys' ratings as well. So the next one up is Carlu Sari, who I thought was pretty solid. Scrummed well, got through some decent work. Probably a solid 7 from Carlu. Yeah, we got 7.2, pretty similar there. So not much to complain with. Riley Norton, 10 of 11 tackles, 13 meters carried, 1 try, 5 points, 5 parts, 8. I thought he was very good. I'm going to give him an 8. And you guys are also giving him an 8, which is good to see. And I'm feeling very positive about his future, because it's one thing when you come through at an under 20 level and captain. We've seen that before, though. I mean, Pepsi Buthelezi, for example, it was really, really solid at junior level. It's taken a bit of time, though, to progress to the next level. And Riley Norton, I wasn't certain whether, I'm not to say I don't rate him as a player, but I wasn't certain if he's quite ready. And today, I think, showed that he is. Not sure if he's necessarily ready for Springbok caps and to go and play 50 games for the Boks right now, and he's going to be ahead of some of our other players, but he's definitely close. He's definitely a lot further down the line than I think we might have thought he was, which is positive. And I also think what we're seeing, and this is kind of why I say that there's a lot of reason to be positive about SA Rugby, is the structures are really good. So this is what Rassie was saying. He was talking about the fact that players are coming through are good enough, and they're aligned, and they're at a standard that they expect. They kind of they know what is coming for them. It's not like this massive jump when they get to Springbok level. And they said that's a big part of their whole systems, is making sure that when you get to playing for Springboks and getting these opportunities, that you are ready and that you can really take them. So really good work from that from Riley Norton. I thought Franco Master was very solid. Got through plenty of work. Lineouts were good when he was there as well. Mr. Reliable, I don't think he looked like he had lost any pace or anything like that. I think he looked pretty standard around the park. Siklis was very good. He's had a very, very strong first half. Maybe faded out a little bit in the second half. Didn't see as much of him on the ball. But all in all, had a very, very good performance. I just love seeing him out on the wing. It's one of my favorite sights. So I'm going to give him an 8. I thought it was good. Maybe I'm being a bit generous, but I thought he had, especially in the first half. And that's part of it. The first half was a long time ago, but he was very, very solid. PSF the toy, I mean, missed a few tackles, but got around the park a lot. Another solid workout for him, getting a try as well. We're then going to go to Jasper Visa. I mean, this man is slowly and surely becoming one of our most important players. I honestly believe that when it comes to some of the players that we, inverted commas, sometimes we can't afford to lose, he's right up there. I think he is right up there. He carries so well. He gets over the advantage line. He's got a very deceptive turn of pace, and he's building up that skill set as well. And he's starting to, I mean, I don't think you conceded a penalty today. So that was the big thing that you said. He was a bit of a hot head. He's got a bad discipline record, but he's seemingly gotten through that stage. And now he's just dropping absolutely bangers of performances. So I'm at an 8 for Jasper. I thought he was really, really good today, and just becoming Mr. Reliable. Grant Williams, the live wire, was live wiring today, and I think 3 try assists it was. So a very good work out there for Grant. Right, Quine Horn, the experiment. Now, he had a tough start. He obviously missed the tackle, which led to that first try, and shortly after he missed touch. But I don't think all in all it was a dreadful game from him. I think he got so much better after that. He had quite a couple of very, very good moments. Obviously, the big one was when Killoe rushed up. He took that hit and then found a few yards. He had a couple of nice carries. But I think what we saw, and to be fair, we kind of know it already, he's a fullback at the end of the day. He's very much a fullback. But I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to recreate a Billy LaRue. We're trying to look at a fullback option who can slot into the number 10, who can play at first receiver, which is what he does for the Lions. His distribution was good. He wasn't playing some audacious passes, but his distribution was good. It was fairly go forward. He did get us moving forward when we did have a bit of space. So I think that we kind of looked at an option where if he needs to slot in there during a game, he can do a job. I think that, as far as I'm concerned, I think that has been ticked. I don't think one missed tackle removes you from that equation. But he's a fullback. And you look at some of the defensive moments he had, where a couple of covered moments where he knocked the ball back, for example, and interceptions, as well as a couple of the runs. It mostly stemmed from fullback. So I think probably a 6. It wasn't his best game, but I don't think the experiment failed. I think that we took a player out of position, and I don't think he looked deer in headlights, which is good to see. I mean, he's never played 10. He's not played 10. He hasn't played at Lions. He hasn't played. Some people say even at school he wasn't playing at 10. So it was a big learning curve for him. If he played again next week at 10, I think he'd be 100 times better. But he looked comfortable in general out on the field. Edel van der Merwe, I mean, you can't ask for more, can you? 3 tries, 3 passes, 1 slip tackle, but a very strong performance. I'm not going to give it. I was going to give him a 9, but I'm just thinking, I'll give anybody 9s in a Barbarians game like this. Yeah, I suppose I should actually. Let's give Edel a 9. I'm just sour because he left the Lions. Andre Esthuizen, the wrecking ball, 52 meters gain, 8 carries, 6 out of 7 tackles, a try assist as well as a try. He's getting an 8. It's quite an easy 8 to give as well. What a performance from him. And Damien Dealendi and him, I mean, they're so similar, inverted commas, in terms of the over the advantage line, big physical players, different in terms of the way that they do their job, but 2 phenomenal inside center options. And every time, question marks rise about a Damien Dealendi and the likes, he comes in and drops in a brilliant performance. So we're in such a a good situation and a good space when it comes to our inside centers. Jesse Creel grew into the game. I don't think he had as much to do as he probably would have liked. Scored a try, got a try assist as well, right towards the end for both of them, to be fair. Made his tackles, a couple of nice covering tackles as well. So I think a very solid 7 from him. Looked pretty solid. He looked like the Jesse Creel we've seen for the last few years. Just very, very reliable. And sometimes you want that as an outside center. Lukhanyo at his best is a different type of player. He was defensively and offensively brilliant, but he was one of the best players in the world at the time. And your first core duty as outside center is your defensive work, and he's arguably the best outside center in the world from a defensive point of view, and got through some good work today. Cheslin Colby, well, more to the point, can we look at the 23 points, the 9 conversions? 9 conversions. My man is just doing side quests at this stage. You know, just decides, you know, let me just add another feather to my cap. He was at scrum half, scored a try off at scrum half. My man's kicking for goal. He's out on the wing. He's chasing things. I mean, he's one of the most dynamic players we've ever had. Did struggle a bit defensively, got handed off a few times, and for that reason, I'm going to give him an 8, not a 9. Because Paul Vakatawa was having his way with Ches, but a really useful player. And to be able to have those different options now as well. So a good performance from him. Apele Fassi, I don't think covered himself in a lot of glory today, if we're going to be brutally honest. Looked good on attack when he had a bit of space, got that try assist, missed the only tackle he had to make, and I just don't think quite got into it. It wasn't the Apele Fassi. We didn't see him much under the high ball, for example. He didn't manage to affect the game as much as I'd like to see. So I'm going to give it a 6. I think him and Quinehorn, much of a muchness. And then we got a JJ Kotze. JJ Kotze came off and I thought was pretty solid. Scored a try, hit his line out jumper. Can't really ask too much more from your replacement hooker. So I'm happy to give him a solid 7. You guys are happy to do it as well. This is a API issue. This is actually not our issue, but all the different sites all have Instuka as Tuta. So we'll have to have a bit of an email about them not being good enough. But this is, as far as I'm concerned, I can't block him over here, but look at that as Instuka, and I thought very good again. I'm going to give him a 7. Scrummed well, carried well. In fact, could arguably be an 8. Very nice cameo coming off the bench. Zach Porthan as well. We couldn't ask for much more. Man scored a try, 3 out of 3 tackles, was very good at the scrum. I'm a big Zach Porthan fan. I think this man is genuinely the real deal. I think he's athletic around the park. He's got a good turn of pace. The scrummaging seems really solid. A good leader, good skill set. And if you have him and Jan Hendrik Wessels running around for those last 20 minutes with the kind of mobility they have, as well as them being able to pack down and win your scrum penalties, I mean, that's gold, absolute gold. So from a bomb squad type player, he's got all the ingredients. So I'm going to give him a solid 7 as well. Then we had Ben Jason Dixon, 5 out of 7 tackles. Yeah, industrious, but nothing flashy. But he's not a flashy player, is Ben Jason Dixon. He does the hard yards. It's what he's picked for. It's what he does, and nothing too wrong. Gets a 6 from me. Paul de Villiers got that turnover towards the end, 4 tackles. Maybe didn't manage to get the turnovers he wanted, but I think reasonably solid. 6 maybe might be a bit harsh. I actually got a 7. I thought he was decent when he came on. Not spectacular. Didn't kind of break the door down. Evan Ruiz, again, tries very hard in a Bokke jersey, but just can't quite seem to translate that form and, you know, find those tries. I mean, 25 meters costs 5 carries, not bad. It's 5 meters per carry. But he's not as effective, and I don't know how he reinvents himself, or I don't know how he adjusts certain parts of his game plan to, because at the Stormers he's just phenomenal. He just finds so much space and he can find so much gain line advantage and those gaps. But it's a bit different in the jersey. But I think he was decent. I think he was alright. It was good, solid. Faf de Klerk, well, I mean, the man came on, scored a try assist, 1-on-1 tackles as well. A good comeback from Faf, and especially after being left on the cold. It didn't look short of pace, didn't look off the pace, and good to see the Long Blonde Lux back in the mix. And then Vusi Moya, well, I'm telling you, it's not a bad stats haul there for. I'm not sure where the second try assists come from, but Dilson didn't get a conversion, so that's a bit wrong. The stats still up, unless he took the last one. I think he might have taken the last one, in fairness. So 1-on-1 tackles, try assist as well, but a nice little cameo off the bench. We'll give him an A because it's good to see. And 25 coming in and looking so comfortable. So happy days. Happy days. And now the question is, we need to award a man of the match. It's 185 votes, and we're going to have to go all the way to our number, drumroll please, 14 to select him as our man of the match. The little trophy there, the Forever Sports man of the match, one of the biggest honors you can win, really. Ratings. So what did you guys do differently? Were you guys... yeah, where did you guys change your ratings? What was your chat? Let me know down in the comments below. And that's now going to generate our graphic, and then we can kind of have a look at exactly what we've gotten. And the only one we need to add then is rate Rassie's performance, and I'm going to give him a 7, solid 7. Nothing. I think it'll be a bit worrying in inverted commas about the defensive side of things. I think it is obviously the first game of the season, so there's always going to be a bit of rustiness. I like the fact that we've rotated a few things, but I am going to be slightly negative, and that's why I'm not getting an 8. I'm not going to get ahead of myself here and go balls to the walls. But that is the rating that I have generated, and your card will look something like this. So it gives your rating, those are my ratings, DVP's ratings over there. It gives you the fans' rating underneath all of them. We've gone with Ches and Colby as the man of the match. I give you guys my pick, and really, really cool to see you guys all getting involved. People, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. Big shout out to Connor Mitchley for doing the SAA game and getting his debut on the channel. Good to see. It's been a good, fun week of rugby. We obviously a big loss last night from a Bulls point of view, but they'll obviously hopefully bounce back next season. But it's been lots of fun being back on the streams, being back with you guys and getting all this done. So please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Big welcome to all our new members. And if you'd like to become a member, please do consider joining. It is the link in the description. And you can get access to a lot of different and fun parts as well. People, keep well, keep safe, and we'll see you guys throughout the week as we recap this game and start to build towards test season with our official first test week starting on the 29th, I think it is, of June, where we start to prep for England, who arrive